Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Twisted Narrative channel. It's fantastic to have you all back. If you're tuning in for the first time, hopefully you're in for a wild ride. Certainly these lot are. Can they get to the end of this one shot that has taken us like part two to get to? We will find out very, very shortly. Hello, Michael, who is in chat, also in the game. We're about to dive into another chapter of our D&D Actual Play series where danger, dark magic and mystery await. Before we jump into the action though, I want to remind everyone that this is part of our 24-hour charity marathon coming up on August 23rd and 24th, 2025. All the donations are going to go to some incredible causes. So let's make this a stream to remember. As it says in the title, this is very much a testing of the tech, of whether the concept is right and working and everything else. It's also a little bit of a prologue, not necessarily with these characters, but with the setup of the Dangerous Dungeons of Thar. But enough about that. Let's meet the heroes of the night. Say hello to our wonderful cast. So let's start with you, Michael. Who are you and who are you playing tonight?
Hello, Andy. I'm Michael. I've been playing D&D for a bit, and I'm playing Alder, who is an arrow-obsessed ranger.
Perfect. And yeah, arrows, critical if you are a ranged thing, and only brought 20 of them. Not that you had much choice, because I'll come on to why you didn't have much choice in a moment or two. Let us move straight across to Natascha.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natascha. I'm Dutch, which is why I have a weird accent occasionally or have trouble finding the right English words. I'm playing Shautha, half-orc fighter, champion fighter, which occasionally does awesome crits.
Yes, it's a very...
Oh, and fought with a few chickens on her head last session. Thank you very much.
Well, look at those chickens when we come to the recap. I believe one of them actually got away. Revenge of the chickens. With that, we move across to Kyle.
Greetings and salutations, one and all. I'm Kyle. Tonight I'll be returning to Alfred, a half-elf bar with a flair for theatrics, because an original thought has never originated from me.
No, I love that, and I hope you've been working on all of those vicious mockeries. I did enjoy them last session as well. And not necessarily a new face to Twisted Narrative or to some of the streams that we've done before, but certainly to this one, we have Ian.
Hey, yeah, I'm Ian. I play way too much role-playing at the moment, I think. Life choices are great. And I'm going to be playing Wispyn Quickgleam, a original idea of a gnome illusionist.
Perfect. And I want to say a quick thank you and shout out to both Jack and Rhino, who are going to be moderating the stream tonight. They are the hidden hands ensuring that we are kept safe and sound with something called a big banhammer. Hiya, Nightshade. Thanks for jumping in. I really appreciate you and all the support you give us. I hope you're going to enjoy tonight. Before we dive directly into the game, though, just in case anybody watching is, well, why aren't they doing this or doing that? We're going to go for a pure and retro for this adventure and indeed the charity stream back to the roots of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, which is what, 10, almost 11 years ago now, with only the 3 core rule books: the Player's Handbook, the GM's Guide, and the Monster Manual. No variant rules, just a simple classic experience. Perfect practice for the 24-hour charity marathon, once again, on August 23rd, 24th. Of course, I can't resist a little bit of homebrew magic here and there, and of course, absolutely the rule of cool. So we'll probably go off-road very, very rapidly. The reasons for doing this is because we wanted to keep things pure and simple, because when we do the charity event, everybody's going to be tired, and even the best of players find it difficult to remember exactly what some of the abilities they have when you start throwing in all sorts of wacky and wild subclasses, abilities, spells, and how they interact and everything else. So pure with rule of cool is going to make hopefully the game just simply flow magically. But because it is retro, I invite you all in chat to get your graph paper ready. Thank you very much, Nightshade, for a resub again. I really appreciate it. Yes, get your graph paper ready because it's time to map along as we explore the dungeon. We'll be doing this now, perhaps another pre-stream, and certainly on the charity event where you can try and map out 24 hours worth of dungeoneering. And I did the maths there. It's probably going to be 40 plus rooms, 8 levels, and it's not going to be as straightforward as this one. I'm expecting some certain adventurers to get a little lost, but only time will tell. You can join us though and join in the fun with this. We've got a Discord channel. The link is down in the description and the chat. You can join and share your maps with us in our Discord. We also do a lot of other things in our Discord channel, some cool side activities like our daily quests. What do you do, where I create a rather unique and crazy scene and you decide what you would do next as your character. There is kill, hire and run, where there's an NPC of the day and you decide whether you would kill them, hire them or run from them. And of course, word of the day as well. I want to say thank you to everybody, including a couple of people here, Michael and Natascha, for coming up with some magnificent and cool ideas there as well. But I've rattled on enough. I've done it deliberately to allow viewers to join and for the adverts and everything else to get out of the way. But now is the time for the very rapid recap. You, as fledgling adventurers, uncovered a map for the dungeons of Thar. The fortress of Thar above the dungeons is a well-known ruin and has been explored many, many times. There is no treasure to be found there, but the dungeon's completely new, or so you thought. You ventured towards them. The map was true using the navigation skills of Alder. You found the entrance, but at the entrance there were 2 statues, one of a wizard, one of a warrior, and also a cockatrice nest that was hidden behind, but disturbing one of the statues caused them to attack. You defeated 2 of them, chased off the 3rd, found some eggs. You ventured into the dungeon along a passageway with niches and statues into a circular chamber. A circular chamber had a well, and you very rapidly discovered there was spider webbing down there and quite possibly a deceased adventurer. You did come across another deceased bandit that had been cut horrifically with a scythe down that longer corridor. You ventured further north, but noticed that footsteps in the dust had only gone so far and then retreated, rather than go into unknown territory for the moment. You ventured where you could see some pale light. To the north you saw a strange broken door with a whole host of crystals that had broken out of it, filling an entire chamber. And to the south you discovered voices scared voices. I think at that point you perhaps even uncovered the fact that they might be part of that party that had lost a couple of their companions. You decided to start smashing the crystal to make way into the room, and you aggravated two motes, crystal motes of energy. They came to electrocute you. You defeated those, made your way into the crystal room and found out it was an old wizard's alchemy laboratory. There you found some items, some potions, I believe. But at this point, the party members from the southern room had braved to open the door and challenged you with skillful words by Alfred. You calmed the situation down, even coming to some kind of accord, some kind of partnership, equal share, as it were. You entered that room, and there was not much to be there. They had laid out their bedroll, shoved everything to a side, but your sharp eyes did indeed notice a secret door in the eastern wall. That is how I sort of remember it, but how I very much like to do, because I don't want to give away any secrets, is to see whether you picked up anything else. Does anybody else have anything to add to that?
Well, actually, there was a well, actually. And I think, if I remember rightly, there was something shiny down there, along with a dead body, and we just decided not to.
Yeah, I think you
But
can.
there's a bucket ready to
Yeah.
be thrown down should anything come.
You've gone a bit pale there. Thank
Oh,
you.
I think that's a great joke.
Of course, have
I just
James
want to say
inspiration. And this is how the
that's how
charity
you do.
game's going to go. You know, people donate, boom, you get all of the critical roles. Perfect. We can recap a little more. I'm keen to get into the action again, and to, of course, introduce our new companion, part of your party that obviously was perhaps travelling along invisibly or casting illusions to obscure them. But how do you make your appearance, Wispyn? How do you enter this scene?
You're on mute.
Mute.
He comes screaming into the room at the fastest speed that you can get for a gnome that's realised he's very late for an important date. Realises you're all in the room, brushes himself down. He's only a little fellow, 2.5 feet tall, a patchwork quilt of a wizard's robe and a staff with a blue gem embedded in the end. And he looks at you all and he goes, I'm sure you told me that it was the ruins of Thas. This is the ruins of Thar, right?
Yes, Wispyn. I think your mind was wandering again when we explained everything to you.
My wanders are not mind. Well, my mind does not wander. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, I'm here now. Let's get to it. I'm sure you've missed me.
Shautha loudly whispers to the other, it's a good thing we rammed that piton into the trap pressure plate, because I think even Wispyn would have been a head shorter if we hadn't done that.
Did you push that fellow down the well?
No, he fell down by
Oh,
himself.
it was like that when we got here.
Okay.
One of the others in this room goes, oh, yeah, that was Caius. Yeah, one of ours. It was not pretty. We think the webbing actually broke his fall, and then there was some horrific screams from down there.
Must have been a bit of an emotional roller coaster for you there.
Well, I mean, it was like hurrah! Oh, and then a degree of awkward. Well, it wasn't as bad as the other, though. You know, Derek. I mean, he's now called Derek the Disintegrated because he just, yeah, it was horrific. Just vanished.
On the plus side, at least you can alliterate his name now.
I don't understand. Is that a good thing?
Always.
Ah, hooray then, that's good. Quite
I mean, to be fair for Derek, it can't be a bad thing, really.
Yeah. We used to call him Des. He never really liked that.
Derek the Des is not as good a name as Derek the Disintegrated, that's why.
Right. Anyway, we're going to get a little bit of a nap and have a bit of a rest because you see that they're all battered and bruised already. They fared substantially worse than any of you so far, maybe because they have triggered most of the traps in this place. And they hunker down, leaving you to your own sort of huddle. You kind of
Just to complete it, can you remind me who's the one who got bisected, just so we've got all of the rest of your troop with names?
Yeah, that was it doesn't begin with B. Her name was Tessa Vane.
Tessa Vane now of 2.
Yes, indeed.
Tessa Vane cleaved in twain. There we go.
You're looking for a new job. Our bard will not be very impressed.
No, he'll say rude words at me like he did to people. With great effect, I have to say. Hard to insult the mote of light, but you did.
They seem to be sort of they kind of smile at your kind of words, and they're taking it as it's perhaps not meant, that it's a degree of sort of memorial to them. You can see the leader is just not interested at all, and you can, without insight rolls, absolutely read between the lines that he's happy that there's less to have to share the coin with. So,
Andy,
yep.
Given the size of the room, I think it's 15 by 15.
That is correct.
And given they're all trying to get to sleep,
yep.
Are we going to be able to try and open this secret door without smacking someone in the back of the head?
Well, you can always try. It just depends how long you want to wait. It doesn't look like any of them are going to be on watch. They seem to. The words of Alfred really reassured them, and they are all convinced that you're working together now. They're all wanting to get a rest, leaving you to perhaps stand guard. But you would have to wait some time to let them drift off. I can cross off another segment of your clock if you want. I still have it. If you want to wait for them to all fall fast asleep, or you can try some shenanigans otherwise.
Shautha could do with a short rest at least, but if the rest wants to go on, Shautha can go on as well.
I see no need for subtlety. We have an agreement in place.
And to be fair, we're not good at it, so keep with our friends. I'm not touching it first. I'm not good at that. Answers around everybody else, not entirely sure who is good at that.
So you've perceived the fact that the wall looks a bit strange here, and kind of looking at it a little closer, it's definitely a secret door. You just need to find a trigger mechanism and potentially determine whether it's trapped or not. This would be an investigation roll, and because I have assigned a difficulty to it, meaning maybe there is something there, I'm going to need one of you or you to work together somehow to give me an investigation roll, please. Bonus points for giving me a good description about what you're doing and trying to do.
I will start to prestidigitate to remove dust and the like around the edges of the doorway to try and figure out if we can see where it might lead to a trigger mechanism.
Perfect. The walls are horribly stained with sort of moss, water saturation that has dripped down through the decades and everything else. And all of this does obscure a good look at it. So prestidigitation is a great use of that spell as you begin to sort of clean up the wall somewhat.
Guess I'll start tapping the wall to a certain beat, just trying to press certain areas, see if it echoes further, if anything goes in.
Okay, very nice. Using your sort of knowledge of repercussions and the like, you start tapping to a beat as well. And yeah, I mean, certainly you can determine that the wall in this area is thinner than the wall in the other areas. I'm waiting to hear if anybody else wants to do anything before we assign a difficulty to this. You don't need to do anything if you don't want to, but if you can think of something creative, go for it.
Shautha is standing a few steps back from the secret door and practice swinging her maul and going, well, as soon as it's safe for me to do so, I can smash in this thing for you if you can't find the mechanism again.
I was saying that once, and it was only because she was still on top of it.
I know rules as written, it's only supposed to be history checks, but if Alder can use his innate stone cunning to go, no, don't press that, then he will. If not, that's fine. He's not going to draw them into danger. He's not going to say anything different. He will
No.
be making.
Stone cunning is exactly what is perfect for this, really. So much so that because we are going retro here, a combination of sort of tapping, of cleaning the wall up so you can get a proper look at it. Your sharp eyes as a dwarf with stone cunning, yeah, you can see how this has been constructed, and if there was a trap, there isn't any more. And you think that, yeah, there's a pressure point if you kind of push onto one of the stones here. It is going to cause the door to rotate on a spindle, a central spindle, so allowing access through. No need
All
for a
right.
roll.
Well, I think if we push this, then just going to sort of rotate if people are ready. Largely aiming that at the more wielding companion. Because I don't know what's going to, something might come out.
I'll just stand to
I
the
am
side.
ready.
Okay.
Okay. And she will press the stone in.
Perfect. And there's an audible clicker, and the stone begins to sort of rub on stone. It doesn't actually swing fully open, it's just unlocked it somewhat, so you can kind of push against it now, which makes sense. There is musty air, not rotten air, but musty air that sort of just comes out of this. And as you peer into it, you see there's a very short corridor that again ends on what is fundamentally an obvious secret door. There's been no attempt to disguise it. You also see within this secret door here, there is basically like a hatch at the top that could be slid from this side to be able to view what is beyond.
So the second secret door is just straight ahead from this door?
Not straight ahead, it probably goes maybe 10-15 feet depending on how good you have drawn your map. Looking at your maps, you probably would now guesstimate it probably meets the middle alcove that was on the west wall. Everybody is chatting. I've realised one of the downsides. Sorry, everybody's not chatting because they are drawing their maps, which is one of the downsides. But it also means that I'm going to pass probably about 10% of the 24 hours with people in silence mapping, so I can have micro sleeps.
Yeah, my in between corridor just measures 5 squares at the moment, and not 3.
Yeah. Again, I've not been particularly precise with the squares at the moment, which is why I kind of gave it. Probably comes up to that. So, what would you like to do though? Sort of peering in, the fact that this area is musty, and the fact that it's quite obviously another secret door and a hatch for viewing that entrance corridor. Your gut feelings are this area isn't trapped. It makes no sense to trap a secret place that no one goes to that they can view elsewhere. So there's no need to do any kind of real searches here.
It looks like the new secret door opens right behind one of the statues we passed near the halved Tessa, I think her name was.
Yeah, that is correct. As your eyes adjust, unless you instantly sort of throw some light in, you can see right against the door is what looks like a rotting sack of a small size. It's certainly not weathered the test of time. You can see that it has sort of almost rotted through. And as your eyes sort of pick up this pile of Hessian, it obviously contains some items. It's kind of slightly misshapen.
I'm always the one to have the last bit of cake. I'll have a look inside.
Okay. So you go in and, as I say, good to my word. Your gut feeling told you there wasn't any traps in here, and you sort of move forward. Sort of ever cautious, of course, but no. You get to the sack and you open it up, and you find there are 3 potions in there. Unfortunately, all of the labels have kind of faded. They are all in sort of metal, now sort of semi-rusted metal, sort of flasks, as it were, really. They are sealed with corks and wax. So you don't think they would have spoilt, but you're not sure what they are. You can't see into it to look at the colours, and They were labelled at one point, but those labels have long gone.
Right, well, there we go. Three unknown potions.
Are you going to stash those in your pack? Or are you going to
I think so. Who's got
investigate?
the other one?
Shautha
Happy to
has
hand
the
them over
other
to
three.
someone. There you go. I can't, they're bottles. That's my limit. So I'm happy to hand it over to anyone else with greater skill. But my bitch, bottles of what? Hand it over.
Should we wish to take the time to rest a little, I could take a look at them.
Are we going to do what we did last time? And you drink part of one, and then I drink part of one, and then you drink part of one, and then I drink part of one. It was fun.
Yes, but I still have a strange patch of purple skin.
Most attractive, I think. It's a talking point, right?
So, adventurers.
Shall we go through the door or backtrack into the room?
Does it look like the door gives us access to the back of the statue?
Not that, I mean, it doesn't. It opens and you could squeeze into the niche that the statue was in. It doesn't enter into the statue, but you could certainly get into the corridor quite easily.
Does it look like the statue has any hidden compartments?
You can't see from where you are. I mean, you can open the hatch and have a look, and you can sort of. It's quite well positioned that you can see people if people were moving beyond the statue both ways. But looking at the statue, you're just looking fundamentally at the backside of the wizard. It isn't a pretty view, really. But if you go through, you would be very close to the statue, and you could search the statue properly if you wanted to.
Yeah, in the cause of thoroughness, Shautha would definitely open the secret door and check over the statue just to be clear. Why this particular niche and not one of the others where the corridor ended up?
Okay. So you click, it's easy enough to do because this secret door is completely visible. It's not hidden. You can actually see the latch that you need to use to open it up, and you open it up, and again it's hinged in the center, so it just partially turns. Doesn't fully open because it does connect with the statue, but there's enough room for someone of your size to quite easily eke out back into the corridor, and you see the horrible remains of the other one and the trap that you've managed to disable previously. The statue, all the statues upon the west are of the same wizard in various poses. You begin to search this statue. You can see that there is a plaque that is covered in verdigris and rust. The statue stands a good maybe 7 foot tall, and the one in the middle is him in a heroic pose, holding his wand ready to cast, his fingers twisted in some kind of strange somatic component. Your feeling is that there's probably nothing here, though. You could, if you want, spend a good amount of time searching, and I would cross a segment off for that. But your gut feeling as you kind of frisk this statue is there's nothing particularly here.
Yeah, also the fact that the door can't open completely because of the statue. Sort of like the hallway's probably older than the statue anyway, so Well, it looks like this is the easy way out. We don't have to wake up the others if we, have to leave that room again. So, want to try one of the other hallways?
Sure.
Okay.
Perhaps the eastern one.
So just to clarify, you're checking out the eastern niche, or you're going back up to the well room, which is the circular room, and then taking the eastern corridor?
My thoughts were the well room, but everyone.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
eastern corridor has the benefit of it not being the way that Desmond went and left us all. Correct.
Okay. So you make your way back to the well room. It's not very far, 5, 10, 15, maybe about 15 feet from where you are. A large circular chamber with corridors going east, west, north, south. You know, to the north, some people did travel and then turned rapidly and came back. You've discovered that because supposedly there are disintegration traps there. The corridor to the east travels maybe about, I think I've already told you this, about 15, 20 feet. Comes to not an end, but to a door, but also then turns directly south. Moving along carefully here, you get to the junction where the corridor heads south. You see it go about 20 feet south, and there is a broken door that is sort of open, ajar really, covered in woodworm, rotted through, and you can kind of just about see into the chamber there. Again, about another 15 foot by 15 foot chamber. There seems to be in there barrels and crates that have seen much better days.
Just to be clear, that's at the end of the southward going
It's the end
corridor.
of the south, yeah. The door that you're right next to at the moment is closed. Without any kind of real investigations, it's relatively obvious this door must have been built of a better quality. It doesn't look like it's any more recent, but it seems to have been made of a harder wood, and it does have these bands of metal that cross both vertically and horizontally that are studded and riveted as well. It looks like a much stronger door.
Any of you brainy types want to check this door over? And Shautha steps aside.
What am I checking for? Woodworm? Nice. Splinters?
I have faith. Whatever you're looking for, you can conjure it up.
I've definitely
I
found
can give
splinters.
you splinters. Just hefts the maul over her head and makes ready to swing down on the door. If you want splinters, I can give you splinters.
A quick minor illusion of a sound of a fart whenever you threaten me like that.
I was going to look, but I feel I'd be at disadvantage with all this going on, with them all up the head and it's flashing. He's going to listen at the door and have a look, but he's not putting himself in under the label of brainy ones because he's not.
Perfect. So you look at this door. As I say, it's substantially more sturdy. You can't hear any. Well, can you give us? Yeah, give us a perception roll. And as always, you can default to your passive perception should you wish to. Oh, very nice. I say that.
I think probably I would like to default with an 8. I'll go with my normal 15.
Normal 15, yeah. Again, this is a crazy mechanic of Dungeons and Dragons. You kind of roll this, but you are actively better. The rolling of variants sometimes skews what characters should easily be able to do, and then that is why we have passive skills. So your sharp ears, you pick up it's a very muffled movement, so muffled that you think that you only just heard it. Not only that, but it's a distance away. It's not directly behind the door, but you can't really hear anything else beyond that.
We were first getting up and moving away from the door, so he's not talking right next to it. We'll tell the others, I can hear something a wee bit away from the door, something moving in there. And like the bottle, that's me done. There's something in there and it's moving. That's all I can tell. My favourite terrain is not beyond the locked door.
Shall we check out what we can see before we go and encounter something that, if passed, is a good indicator is not going to be pleased to see us?
You mean open the door carefully so it doesn't see us?
No, I go down to the broken door and check that out before we, maybe down the well too.
Wow. I think also I'm going to give you this for free just to move things along. With that 15 perception, that the door that you're listening to is locked as well. So perhaps you listened and kind of jiggled it a bit. I'm not going to give you very much more because it would take a investigation roll, but I think a perception roll would determine that it was actually locked as well. So
Also,
yeah,
it's locked.
very good.
I don't think we picked up a key, have we? I can't remember what we picked up last time. I don't think we have.
As far as I'm aware, you haven't picked up a key as yet.
Well, I carry a really big key. It's a bit noisy though.
Is it called the mall?
It is called the mall, yes.
That's also your door knocker, isn't it?
It also has a really, really loud knock. You remember correctly.
Yep. It's also what you use to clear things out of the way too, right?
It's a tool for every situation.
Multi-purpose.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Oh, I'm quite skilled with my fingers, if I do say so myself, if we want a more subtle approach.
You mean not to use the big loud key?
I mean, if we're making a competition here, I've got a great, lovely loud thing that'd break this right off its hinges.
Well,
I'm going to go and look at the barrels while you decide which thing you want, because I've got nothing on that. However, I can look at barrels. So keep an eye on you. Let me know. I'll probably find out through a large explosion or something. And yeah, Alder will head down to the
Perfect.
door he can deal with. This is a door he can handle. You will leave the expert to decide.
I love the fact that we are splitting the party, but you're on a timer, so this is not necessarily a bad thing. So we will stay with you for the moment, Alder. All of this is happening simultaneously, though. So as you get closer, you kind of the door has come off the hinges. It's almost now an obstacle in your way, but you can see sort of past it. The room beyond this 15-foot by 15-foot room was no doubt a storage area for supplies, but it's now full of spoilt goods, old barrels, dusty crates. As you get closer to it, though, you hear a whole host of scurrying, as quite obviously this room is infested with vermin. be it rats, giant centipedes, or the like. Rolling off your passive perception of 15 though, sort of in the centre of the southern wall, there is undoubtedly another secret door. Yeah, this door itself has some of the masonry or the flagstones have actually dropped off it, sort of revealing that it was framed in wood behind that. It's very obvious that it was a secret door, not so secret anymore as it's not hidden. So that is what you see. I mean, all of this takes you a few minutes just to perceive. So we will flip back to the rest of you looking at this locked and reinforced door. What are you going to do?
Can I knock?
I think he can. I mean, you could have a competition. It wouldn't be the first time. The wood doesn't look too rotten, though. Might
No,
withhold a maul.
but it will shatter very nicely.
Oh, that rings my ears. Let's go with the maul first.
Sure,
As
you
you,
don't mean
as you
that.
say that, Shautha will attack the door with her maul.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to ask a pertinent question here. Is it your intention to be precise about this? By precise, I mean, are you aiming your maul at the locking mechanism? Are you looking for the most efficient way to smash this open? Or are you just kind of using just your brute force just to keep smashing it until it will eventually give in?
I think she will aim for the lock.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
you're attempting to be precise, a single or a couple of blows to try
Yeah.
and make this. Okay, so I'm going to need a roll here then. So strength athletics is fine by me. DC is going to be 13. It is reinforced. And this isn't a success or failure, it is how long it actually is going to take.
One second.
That's okay, take your time, it's all good. Was
25.
that a natural 20?
It is.
Very good. So I like making natural 20s into something even better. You should get something in a bonus as well. But firstly, you have narrative control at the moment. How do you want to force this door open with your maul?
Just like previously at the secret door, she takes a step back and does 2 short practice swings, like you see batters at baseball do sometimes. And then she takes 1 step forward, and while she's stepping forward, she also swings the maul right at the lock where she wants it to land.
Perfect, yeah. And this is precise. I mean, it does make some noise, but you completely smash the locking mechanism kind of out of the door, and the door just swings open. Perfect. Couldn't have done it any better. And it didn't take you a particularly large amount of time. Okay, so we will proceed. Beyond this door that you've just knocked open is simply a 5-foot corridor, and another similar looking door. Because always be prepared for that nat 20. It is also made of a harder wood, also reinforced. It's almost as if this is like a small entry chamber. You haven't stepped in yet, of course. What would you like to do? Alder is still busy kind of spotting the secret door and everything else.
Shautha will take another step forward and swing again.
Okay.
Looks
So
like
She's
the
on a
same
roll.
door,
yeah.
same
No.
same action.
So you step in to what could have been a death trap with utter confidence. I mean, this is the perfect 5-foot box of a kill zone. There is no trap there, but I am going to just make a note for the 24-hour. See, I can kind of sort of gauge your what people do now, and you got a natural 20. So I'm going to just simply say your momentum just carries you forward. You're on a strut, and you don't need to roll for this one again. As another massive batter up, and this door flies open as well. In a very small amount of time, you stride forward and you enter another chamber. This chamber is 25 feet north to south, but only 15 feet east to west. 10 feet of the room is given over to what appears to be a walkway of sorts, because this is obviously a prison. Beyond looking against the eastern wall, there are 5 5-foot cells leading from north to south. Each of these cells has yet another heavy reinforced door. But in one of the cells, which is the middle one, you hear a noise, quite possibly the noise that Alder. You hear a voice. Garrick, is that you? Have you found me? Oh, thank the gods. Come on, hurry up, get me out of this. I thought this was gonna be my final resting place.
Oh, is this the disintegrated guy?
I guess he doesn't get the title anymore. Poor Derek.
No more the disintegrated.
I'm Derek. I'm Des. I don't recognise your voices.
Oh, we met your band, or rather what's left of it. They thought you died.
They're going to be most annoyed because they just discovered alliteration.
Is that
And a
worth
big
some
bag of
money?
Well, in the right hands, it certainly is.
Right, it's a treasure. Oh, good. Well, I mean, it sounds like what are we good? Are we, you know?
Yeah, we're friendly.
Right. Well, please let me out. Sounds like you have a key.
Are we making friends? I heard bang, so assume that nimble fingers were free. I found another door, a wee bit secret.
It's not disintegrated, Derek.
Oh, why are you
Oh,
saying I'm disintegrated? I'm fine. One moment I was, they sent me ahead to scout. Next moment I was here, and I can't get through this door. I've tried.
Shautha will look around for any like levers that open prison doors anywhere
Oh,
else in the
I
world.
like that. Yes, chat. You will get used to Natascha's. I'm looking for some levers that exist everywhere else, so they should definitely be here type of comments. Natascha is
You know
very
what you
good.
can do with levers? You upright position, you open the door. Downright position, there's a death trap underneath the cell.
Oh, right. Okay, I'll make a second note. No, I love your, I'm not quite sure, confidence. But yeah, you don't need to make a perception. Of course, there's a row of levers. There's one for each of the cells, and they're numbered 1 to 5. And each of the cells are numbered 1 to 5. I mean, this is perfect. Whoever created this, quite obviously, was organized, had that perfect kind of mind. Or maybe it's just a little too convenient and easy.
Are there any glyphs on the cells or indications of any magics that would have drawn them here?
You sort of look and no, there's not on the outside anyway. You can't see anything on the outside. I mean, you can certainly give me an Arcana roll or a Perception roll if you want to try and understand the magics that might have occurred here.
I'll give it a go. Arcana roll.
Oh, very nice.
23.
Yeah, very good. So this is quite obviously you've heard or maybe even seen about them before. You can't see it here, but undoubtedly it's a one-way teleportation trap. There's a teleportation spot that will be hidden to the normal eyes that is triggered if someone doesn't know either a password or has a certain item upon them that is also has permanency upon them. By passing that, it instantly transfers them to these cells here. It's old magic, but it works very well, as proven here.
All the doors are closed, right?
All the doors are closed at the moment.
Then Shautha starts at cell door number 1 and lever number 1 and just opens it and proceeds to open all the cell doors. So in case we encounter another teleportation trap, we can just walk out.
Perfect. So you pull these. Some of them are a little sort of stiff. They haven't been sort of moved in a long time. But it's a simple action as you sort of pull them with confidence that there's no other sort of trap here. Some of the doors take a moment. The doors themselves don't actually swing open, but you hear bars being retracted, meaning that they are able to be sort of pushed or pulled open. So, whilst all of this has been going on, we will flip back to Alder. You, of course, have heard all of this going on. I don't think anybody was attempting to be quiet during this. Your shout about what you have seen has carried as well. What would you like to do, Alder?
Since they seem to be doing fine, I think he's going to see what he can do with this door.
Okay.
Have a look at it, and then see if he's got a crowbar, which he could really hand over to someone who can use it. Doesn't know where he got it from. Probably holding it for a friend.
Perfect. So you sort of move across. This room sort of stinks, not of sort of recent rot, but of just food that has gone off decades old, sort of spoilt, and it has probably grown things that are best avoided. You get to this door and it's very easy to use your crowbar to jimmy it open. You probably would need to use your crowbar at this point because it is in such a bad state of repair. Again, it seems to be hinged through the middle, like many of these doors, and you manage to get it open, and you see there's a rough-hewn passageway, quite wide, maybe about 7 foot wide, not particularly high, maybe about 5 foot tall, and it sort of irregularly winds out. But as the door is opened, you can instantly pick up with your passive perception of 15 the smell of fresh air, of the undergrowth and recent rain that has fallen. This undoubtedly is a secret way in. It's also probably a more convenient way of getting food from the outside into the storeroom back in the day, rather than having to push it down the big corridor and avoid the death traps and everything else. Almost as if the brothers that constructed this dungeon, actually thought about it.
Right. Well, remembering there's one of the relatives of the creatures that are hanging from his belt about, he will probably close it again and call out to the others, going, found a way out to the outside, I've closed it because there's one of those whitey head obsessed things still about. But if there's a nice, easier way out, we'll begin to head back up the corridor.
I think by this point, as you've come here, Des has managed to get out of this. I'm just going to describe him for you. He's a massive looking individual, and he is clad in what appears to be sort of plate armor. He's got a couple of gauntlets on him that are sort of made of black iron and have sort of what look like, it's almost like a knuckle duster sort of built upon these gauntlets itself, almost as if these could be a weapon as well. These gauntlets perhaps also have a strange duuma about them, magic. He sort of strokes his big beard, sort of shakes himself. There was not enough for him. Even these couldn't break through. Well, he kind of holds out a hand to say thank you for his rescue.
Shautha shakes his hand.
Okay, do you do that warrior's handshake, or do you just...
Oh yeah, the underarm thing. Yeah, definitely.
So he's all for that. I won't forget this. You saved me when Garrick and the others, they're probably hiding somewhere, snivelling about how dangerous it is. Did they mourn my loss?
They renamed you.
They renamed me. What? Derek the Dead, I guess.
No,
No, that's good. I don't like that.
they're disintegrated.
Disintegrated? I didn't leave any dust behind.
Maybe they didn't look as closely as they should have done.
No, they probably peed their pants and ran away. You can't get good help these days.
I would caution you. While your allies seemed to mourn you, your leader seemed quite pleased that his share of treasure might be larger.
Garrick. I would swear, but this is a live stream, so I'm going to hold my tongue. But if it wasn't, I said some very naughty words. Yeah.
Well, if you want to go look for him, if you go to the hallway straight across the well room
Yeah.
and then turn south, they're in the room over there. They're sleeping.
Right. Oh, I won't forget this. If we meet up again, I'll look after you, yeah?
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah. As he kind of moves forward, I think it's at this point, Alder, that... another one!
You're big.
Yeah, you're
Not.
not. But, I mean, you're wide. I like your kin. They know how to brew and drink.
We do.
I'm guessing he's with you, or you're with them.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. You got nothing to fear from me then. He kind of awkwardly tries to move past you, as you're probably all in that 5 foot chamber. Sorry. And then he scutters off to try and find his companions, leaving you all once again alone to continue.
Shautha is actually pulling open all the doors in the prison room, making sure they can't get locked by accident or worn out mechanical devices or something.
Yeah, well, the one thing that you did not consider is that perhaps others had been teleported into these chambers. And in fact, that is the case. In the 4th chamber and the 5th chamber, there are the remnants of poor unfortunates, not from this expedition, but from previous ones that maybe made their way in, but never made their way out. They are but dust and bones now. But perhaps there is something of interest, if you are brave enough to get close, that is.
Let's go have a
If
root
she's
around.
pulling levers, yeah, we'll have a route around. If she's pulling the levers.
Yeah, all the levers are now sort of open. And as I say, sort of, as you are kind of looking around, you open up the 4th and 5th one. Derek was in the 3rd one. There are remnants, bones and the like of others. There is, clothing that has very much faded with time. But you can have a route around to see if there is anything of any interest there. So I think both Wispyn and Alfred, you kind of indicated, so one each. We will say, can you both roll d20s? The highest gets to choose room 4 or room 5. So just a d20 roll, highest gets to choose.
Do you want to go first so we don't roll off at the same time?
Did that roll for me or not?
No roll
No.
at the moment.
Why won't that roll for me?
Sometimes it's a bit glitchy. The best way to do it is you choose the dice first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've clicked on the dice, it should come up roll, which is the middle section, and you just press roll.
Yeah, it's saying I've got a request failed. So
Okay.
let me try and reload.
No
Here you go,
worries.
Kyle.
Okay, Kyle, you give us a roll. This is exactly the reason why we are doing this. So you got an 18, which is good. There we go. Perfect. So, Kyle, you get to choose room 4 or room 5.
Let's go for room 5.
Room 5. Okay, this is where I get to make a roll. Oh, a 1, of course it
Yeah.
is. Yes, you kind of over this thing, and it's grim. You probably don't want to get too close to it. It doesn't smell like recent rot, but it smells of death and of kind of decayed bone and the like. As you sort of look, your sharp eyes. I say your sharp eyes. What is your passive perception?
Perception 13.
13. I'm going to have to make another roll now. Okay, your sharp eyes sort of notice something, but the thing that you notice a little too late. You basically notice that there's a few coins in a rotting pouch, no more than a scattering of copper and silver. But there's something strange as you notice the skeleton, the right hand is severed, is basically a stump. And as you're sort of looking around, you're kind of wondering whether this was done before he was teleported here or after. And then it drops down upon you as this sort of rotting claw attempts to grab you round the throat and rip it out. So I'm going to roll an attack roll. It is going to be with advantages. It's taken you by surprise. Not sure how to do advantage with this. I'm just going to roll 2d20. So it's got a 17, which is going to be a hit, but we kind of want a critical hit as well. So I'll roll again. No, it's not. Does a 17 hit you?
It does, yes.
Okay, so it's the damage is a d4 plus 1. Boom, which is a total of 5 points of damage. But more importantly, it latches onto your throat and it begins to sort of scratch and choke you. So much that I would like a Constitution saving throw, please. DC here is only 10.
Let's see what we
Oh, that is
No.
a fail. So, because it's choking you, there's no extra damage, but you are silenced for the moment. You can't get your breath, you can't speak, as it is choking you out. The good news is, on this rotting hand, you see a very nice ring. If only you can survive long enough to get it. Whilst this is going on, bearing in mind he's in a cell now all by himself, there's a little bit of noise, but Wispyn has gone into cell number 4, I believe. Cell number 4. Perfect. You begin to search at the pile of rags and bones here, and you do begin to see that there is something of value here. As you begin to sort of search around, you can hardly believe your luck, as sort of pocketed away almost in a sheath. The sheath itself is very narrow and thin, appears to be a wand. 'Tis no more than a blackened stick, and each end is tipped with sort of a white, almost crystal stone. So,
Can I try an Arcana check to see if I can recognise what kind of wand it is?
You find it, but there are things also happening at this moment in time. I'm not saying
Not to me.
not to you, no. But I mean, I have to be sort of fair. So what we're going to do now is we are going to ask for initiative rolls. So we'll do this in order of how you appear on the screen. So Alder, you go first, just so we know who's rolling what. Oh, that's nice. What's that total?
Total of 20.
Very nice. Shautha.
5.
5. Then Alfred.
18.
Oh, that's nice. And then last but not least, Wispyn.
20.
Oh, very good. Just to break ties, who's got the highest dexterity?
I imagine it is Alfred. You got a plus
Sorry,
4, did you?
It'd be Alder.
Sorry, Alder.
Yeah.
I've got a +2.
You got plus. Oh, I've got a +2 as well.
Okay.
You could. I mean, Andy. Alder was kind of focusing on listening to this crump, 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 crump of the big guy.
Yeah.
Kind of okay. Now is there waiting to hear what the response is when he sees his mate? So I'm happy to not go first.
Okay. That sounds good. We do need to roll the initiative for the severed hand, though. Severed hand simply has a straight roll here, so it is merely a 2. The hand. Okay, so Wispyn on a 20. What would you like to do?
So I can hear some kind of movement that isn't normal from where Alfred is. Yeah.
I mean, you can. I mean, you can obviously go straight to investigate it. At the moment, there's no cries or anything, but there would be a degree of thrashing about. I'm certainly not going to be super mean.
So kind of moving this wand in the air as he's messing around to kind of show Alfred what he's found in his little cubicle. He kind of walks round the corner and sees this thrashing bard with a claw attached to his neck, trying to get it off from the side of the walls and all sorts. Stop thrashing around! I'll blast it off you, and I cast firebolt at it.
All right, I thought you was going to cast whatever's in the wand.
No.
No. Okay, so perfect. You just need to make a roll to hit this creature.
I do. I need to figure out what my spell casting modifier is, though. So I think that would be intelligence. So that will be a +3. Oh, an 8.
An 8 is not enough, as this isn't particularly heavily armoured. It's quite fast. And it seems to almost, even though it hasn't got any eyes or anything else, seems to sort of know with your grand gestures. And in that last moment, it just rearranges itself. And it just passes past Alfred, slamming into the side.
Don't you get bonus proficiency to your spell attack as well?
Do I? Okay. So that would be +3. So that'd be 11. Then you're right. Yeah.
It's a shame that you need a 12.
There we go.
But close. Yeah, the armor class of this creature is 12. So we move to Alder. I think you would easily be aware now that something has been blasted into that room from Wispyn.
But I mean, I was trying fine, and he will stump in with his 25 feet
Quick,
move.
he's experimenting with new facial hair again. Quick.
So I see an appendage attached to his throat.
Yeah, and it's got this ring and it's choking him out. I think Alfred, I don't know, probably is trying to get it off him. His tongue is lolling out at the moment as he's gasping for air.
I think I would look at Alfred's eyes and sort of hold up the short sword and go, You want me to try and hit the thing that's attached to your throat. Bear in mind what the next option is, and we'll glance over at the mall. What do your eyes tell me?
Incredible fear. And a
Take that
rapid
as a
series of
yes.
limited nodding.
Okay. You try and make.
Okay,
Only
so
there were two of them. I could hit both of them.
just to clarify here, because I'm feeling spicy, if you get a natural 1, the damage is going to go to Alfred instead.
I understand that, and
Yeah.
I'm willing to take that risk on it. There's nothing we can do to Alfred to change my mind. So,
It's not always a case with Nat 1, but this thing is right next to him, and it's, you know, it's a dangerous thing.
to be fair, that's one of the reasons why he asked, because it is a short sword.
Yeah.
That's all he can do. It could be, well, let's just see. No, I mean, it's not good. I'll bring on the 3, but not a 1.
Yeah.
It's a total of 9.
9. So this thing again, it does this horrible thing. It kind of rights itself, and now the disembedded sort of wrist is right flapping in Alfred's face. It's kind of, you're getting all sorts of rotten bits of flesh up your nostrils and in your mouth and everything else. You've had a better time. Okay. So we then move to Alfred. Perhaps you can resolve this yourself.
You need to solve this before the multi-purpose mall comes.
Yes.
Yes.
And gets a nat 1.
Or worse than that, 20, and both of our heads go.
Yeah.
I think panic scramble, try and just throw it off of me.
Okay. So this is going to be an opposed strength roll, as you're going to use your action to sort of stop it grappling you. So you give me a strength. I mean, strength athletics is absolutely fine. You might have more modifiers. If you've got minus to your athletics, which you shouldn't have, and it's less than your strength, you can just give me a straight strength roll, whichever is the best of the two, basically. That is a 1.
So I start strangling myself too.
Now, I mean, this thing has a good -3 to his strength, but I'm going to be mean in terms of, unless he rolls a nat 1, in which case its strength modifier is less than yours. So I'm going to let you throw it off. Even if he gets like a 3 and he gets a minus, you're not going to be able to do it. So let's hope, for your sake, he gets a natural 1. It is times like this, people that are viewing, you could make donations on the 24-hour game to ensure that either Alfred or your very happy GM here would get advantage or disadvantage on said rolls. He has -3. I say he, we don't really know the gender of this disembodied hand, but they have -3. Let us see what we can get. So we got a 6. -3 is a 3. So it stays on, and unfortunately your action is used to try and pull it off, but you don't succeed. You do have bonus action, you do have move, should you wish to do it. Absolutely. Save us. Is there any final actions you want to do before Shautha has their go?
Before more to the face.
It seems to be covering my eyes. I think no, otherwise I might be running out the cell if I see approaching with them all.
Perfect. I mean, It's a 5 foot by 5 foot cell. At the moment, you're kind of there with it, filling it up. Wispyn is kind of there at the entrance. Alder's there at the entrance as well. Shautha, there's a lot of people in your way. What are you
But
going to do?
they're all shorter than the place that I need to aim them all at.
I'm pretty tiny.
So
You mean you
if
could get a
Alder-
decent
Alder's
baseball swing?
So,
I mean, Alder is short for a dwarf, so yeah. So I roll an attack roll on the mall to see if I can hit the
of
top.
course you do. Same rules apply. Anything but a nat 1. Oh, look at that! It's not you're a professional. You're a soldier.
17.
17 is a hit. It's only got an armor class of 12. Roll some damage and let us see if you can destroy this creature that has 1 hit point. Oh yes.
Oh, that should work. 10.
Yeah, you kill it 10 times over. But so precise is your blow that you just smush it across Alfred's face as it then just all dribbles down it. The ring clattering to the floor before it even gets an attack. Well done.
I'll prestidigitate his face for him while he's in shock.
Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, you clean the mush up. Absolutely. And do you give him a certain smell as well? You can do that with that spell, that cantrip.
I imagine you tell me, Carl. What's the scent of choice to your enigmatic bard?
Ooh. Essence of elderberry.
Essence of elderberry. There we go.
Very, very nice. So, as you successfully deal with this threat, this animated corpse hand, there is this ring that is now not attached to the corpse hand because it was smushed into mush. Does anybody want to do anything with this ring? I best describe it to you. It looks terrifying. It is sort of made of black iron with a skull sort of motif upon it, and its eyes have tiny black gems set in, quite possibly cut jet.
If you take that ring, I'm changing your spell to petunia oil.
Would you like this very edgy ring to Alfred, since it did seem to belong to him briefly?
Yeah, Shautha picks it up, looks at the diameter and says, cool looking ring, but it's way too small for me. And then
as you come into contact with it, it seems to change its size somewhat to fit someone of your stature. Obviously, this must be a magical ring.
Now, I'm not saying this ring's power is to make your hand drop off, but it could be. There's some evidence to suggest.
Only once the guy was in this cell or
How do
something.
we know? How do we?
Could be a long, drawn-out process. Over many years, it just so happened he was in the cell.
Could have been in the cell, and everybody who's landed there has picked it up and gone, I wonder if this will get me out. No, my hand dropped off, but now it's killing me. Well, that's the thing.
This is a nice, edgy-looking ring. I think I can use this to get out of this cell.
I mean, I think, how much worse could it get? Oh, my bad. That much worse.
I mean, it matches the bruising on my throat so well.
I found this wand.
Was the hand of the other guy still attached to him when you took the wand?
Oh yeah, I mean that.
I d-
Yeah, I mean, you might not have even
The
looked.
hand's it's still attached to the wand. It's the easiest way to get it out.
They were in different cells, though, of course. Okay, so we're coming up towards the halfway break, an hour and a half. Whilst you are all having a think about that ring, I'm just going to do well, I'm going to offer you all a midstream break if any of you need to get any water or anything else. If you don't worry about it. I'm just going to make a quick reminder and announcement about what we're doing and why we're doing it here. But feel free if you do want to stretch your legs or get a drink, take a toilet break, you are more than welcome to. Some things that I need to practice because you all know me. I will just run for 24 hours without allowing you to do anything other than role play until you drop. So we are looking at doing the 24-hour game will be broken down into sort of 3-hour segments, and within that 3-hour segment there'll be a break, small break potentially if you need it, about an hour and a half in as well. So while you decide upon your next move with this ring, I just want to take a quick moment to remind you that we are streaming for 3 amazing causes. If you're enjoying this stream and want to support, you can donate directly to the charities using the links that will be in the description here. Every bit counts and your support will mean the world. There are 3 different links created, so you get to choose exactly who you want to support with how much you want to support them. And don't forget, if you want to join us to chat with us between streams, join our Discord community. A link that I'm not going to read out because it's a crazy Discord link, but that is also in the chat. It's a great place to share your thoughts, ask questions, just hang out with fellow role players. Come join the community. We are all very special in our own unique ways, especially me. That is all I have to say at the moment. So back to you, brave adventurers. You can just pocket this for the moment. You can try and put it on. Put it to one side, you can leave it. What would you like to do?
I'm sure we can find out eventually what type of magic it is.
Yeah, give me 15 minutes.
Or if it's cursed or anything.
Well, that's a bit trickier. I can't tell you that.
Sorry,
I
Alfred.
think we'll learn that fairly soon after we put it on and our eyes grow red and we become homicidal.
But
we'll
what if it's
find
a ring
out,
of
maybe.
eye change colour?
All the rest of our body rots
That's
away
true.
and we're left with a hand.
So a ring of fashion?
It's okay,
Either
chat. I am learning something else here. Give an unknown magic object. That will burn another good 10 minutes of do we, don't we?
Yeah. Do we want
It's
to
got to be
spend...
worth selling, right?
Oh yes, we'll certainly take it. The question is if it will benefit us now to identify what it does, or whether we want to simply proceed on.
Well, you try and figure out what that is, and I'll try and figure out what this wand is, in case this has any use to. Not that I can do what you do. I haven't got the resources that you obviously have.
All those books and you don't know how to do a simple ritual.
Oh, it's not the ritual. It's the cost of it that's prohibitive to me. My gambling debts.
I reckon this is like how brainy people spar, because they seem to be.
No, usually we get pumice stones to the soles of our feet. Oh, you meant a different kind of spa.
Well, maybe if we snap the gem off at the end of your staff, then we can use it for that.
Oh, they're still going.
Why would you do that?
Oh,
Yeah, they completely forgot it had a costly component.
Yes.
Shautha, is anything you'd like to do for 15 to 20 minutes? Because I sense, it might not stop ever.
I think we've just
With this
uncovered.
dungeon done in the next hour and 20 minutes.
I think we've just uncovered that Alfred unfortunately can't do what he was planning to do due to the fact that he's currently lacking material component.
What was there were clothes, you said, still visible on both of the deceased in the cells.
Yeah.
The one with the ring, what was he wearing?
Most of it has kind of decayed away and everything else. You can certainly tell without any kind of roll that it was sort of some kind of leather. But you tell me, how are you trying to determine from all of these scraps of ruined clothes exactly as you start building up a picture of what they might have looked like?
And also the presence of weapons to see if it was a physical damage dealer type, like a soldier or a ranger, or whether it was more a spellcaster type, like a warlock or a wizard.
Yeah, okay. I mean, certainly it would not require you to make a roll to realise the entity in the cell with the ring had a great sword. It's not so great anymore. It has rusted quite through. It is in a very bad state. Again, it must be decades old. They obviously got trapped here a very, very long time ago. There are scraps of what appear to be some kind of chainmail as well, which is now rusted. But what you can sort of tell by the chainmail is that it is blackened, not charred, but deliberately sort of blackened, making it much more difficult perhaps to see at night time. But your gut feeling, without any kind of roll to determine what sort of fashion type, you would say some kind of maybe warrior. There's a lot of individuals that use both chain and great swords, though. It could be unlikely to be some kind of northern barbarian, but certainly a soldier, a warrior, maybe even a holy knight, some kind of paladin. Unlikely to be specifically a cleric at this moment due to the fact that this is early 5th ed and I don't believe War Cleric has come out yet. It's much more difficult to determine things if we were doing modern.
Yeah, War Cleric is in the player handbook.
Okay, so it could be a War Cleric. You've just made it more difficult for yourself.
But clerics usually don't use swords, though?
I believe War Clerics probably do.
Oh, yeah.
There's a hint in the name.
It's more sparring. It's everyone.
So Shautha looks at the corpse, looks at the ring, looks at the corpse and says, I got a feeling this is like a warrior type ring. Just looking at, how the person in the cell was dressed. So maybe I should try it on instead of one of you.
Okay. Tell you what, I'll do your swapsy. I will hold your maul while you try on the ring in case it does something deeply unpleasant. You will then quickly snatch them all back off me, but it's just for the sake of it.
So, what are you going to do? It's tense, chat. It's tense.
Well, the ring is black. The mail was blackened. It all paints a picture of someone who likes his accessories and not necessarily, found the ring in the cell.
That's fine, but I don't want you to put on the evil fucking, pardon my French, ring while you've got a maul that is bigger than me. As soon as you put it on and you're still your happy self, you can have them all back.
Why don't we put the ring on in town?
Or at least try and discern the magics from the runes or whatever are on it.
So
Is your multi-purpose maul no use in this situation?
just for transparency's purpose, because we are playing a 24-hour game and I don't want a lot of just filled space of downtime, we are going to homebrew that items of power, whether you know them or not, you can attempt to put them on and you can attempt to instantly attune to them if they require attunement. So there is no having to study it for an hour or anything else. It cuts down all of the faff and the waffle that we don't want, especially late at night. So we will roll that over to this tester here. If any of you do wish to equip this ring, if it does acquire attunement, you can say, I wish to attune to this, in which case you accept the repercussions of the magic.
Yeah, Shautha puts it on.
Okay, you put it on.
Alder will try and take them all,
Okay.
at least get hands on it.
Shautha just holds it over your head, so you can't reach it.
You begin to sort of reach it, and you're kind of there, ready. We don't need to turn this into player versus player, not particularly in this instance anyway. But you're kind of there. You're prepared to take an action and do whatever you can to stop Shautha perhaps going berserk or whatever other craziness that happens here. You have stated that. You put the ring on, it fits snugly, and you feel power emanating from it. Do you wish to attune to this item? It does require attunement.
Can I sense if because Shautha is a disciple of Thorm, so lawful good alignment, does this ring creep her out at this point?
No.
Okay, good. She will attune to it.
I mean, it doesn't creep you out because, you haven't attuned to it.
Yeah, so she will attune to it.
It is a black ring with a black skull on with 2 black gems.
But you never seen God Girls.
No, it's good. And we do indeed, as you attune to it, you have uncovered the ring of the Edge Lady.
I mean, Shautha does have like a pink mohawk.
Okay,
and
I mean,
bare
that's
arms
far
in a
too
chainmail.
bright.
Goes black.
Yes.
Not anymore.
You
It's
might
rots off.
you might want to do something about that. There's no physical change. There is no compulsion upon you at this moment in time. But you are beginning to feel a little goth in your outlook. Black is definitely the colour to start wearing. So you can take that as you wish. As time passes, it will begin to perhaps influence you more. It has nothing to do with your alignment, as it were, or your moral outlook, though. It's more of a fashion statement and a way of behaving. Okay, I'll let you role play that however you wish. In the meantime, we have resolved that, and I'm not guessing that Shautha is not going to suddenly turn berserk and attack everybody with their mauls, so we can rapidly move on.
I've still got this one I'm trying to figure out.
All right, yeah. How are you trying to figure that out?
Arcana, I'd said, but
I mean,
I can try the same thing as.
yeah. I mean, there are other ways. If you are proficient in Arcana, I'm taking that as if you are
Mhm.
trained. I will allow Arcana checks as a form of trying at the very least to understand the nature of it, rather than having to once again spend 15 minutes ritually casting something. What I'm trying to do is prevent all of this slowing down.
19.
19 is very, very good. Just give me a second as I look at my notes. Boom, boom, boom. So you come up with this, and it's quite an intriguing little device, as it were. It can be used in many ways to potentially be very useful to you. It is, in fact, a wand of web.
Cool.
The wand should have 7 charges, but it doesn't. I like to randomize a lot of these things. So can you roll 1d6 plus 1, please? So it has 3 charges left. Again, under the homebrew rule, supposedly wand gains charges after dawn. I'm only going to let that happen if the item is attuned to someone. So items that are not attuned don't get better over time. This item does require attunement as well. It can take up to 7 charges. Whilst holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges to cast a web spell from it. The save DC is set at 15, and it will regain more charges, 1d6 plus 1, daily at dawn if you attune to it. If you expend the one's last charge on a roll of 1 on a d20, it crumbles into ash, as it were, really. So, same question to you. 19, there's no trickery here. You can choose to attune to this or not, sort of instantly.
I'll let the others know what it is. So I'll say, yeah, this will cast out some of those spiders webs that we saw earlier. There's probably enough for 3 goes. If any of you are interested in it, yeah,
It
feel
does
free
need
to.
to be attuned by a spellcaster, but that is
Okay.
well, it's 3 of you, because
Yeah.
both bards and rangers can.
Rangers can, yeah. I don't know if this would be useful for you trying to catch prey. Alder.
I mean, I don't mind. It's still glaring a bit. I mean, I can look after it for now, if you like.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, you can use it to stop chickens running away from you, like, happened earlier today.
Or I could shoot a web on your head, your big proud head.
But that would actually look cool, like spider web between the spikes of a mohawk.
Yeah, you see, you're glad now. Glad now, Alfred, that you never put that on. The whole goth thing was never you.
Your mohawk now is beginning to wilt and beginning to cover half of your face, dripping over your eye, and it feels good. Feels very good. Okay. So you're taking that at the moment, Alder.
Yeah, that's fine.
And just to clarify, are you attuning to it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
No trickery here from the GM. You attune to it. It's fine. It is exactly what we have just discovered. Perfect. So, quite a eventful time in these prison cells, examining them for fallen comrades, freeing and rescuing Derek. Looking at the time, though, I think the final session will be here. We will be doing part 3 of this in a few weeks' time.
We found our treasure now, right? We came in looking for treasure. We found a edge case,
yeah,
treasure piece. Let's
absolutely.
cash in.
You can just cash in at any time. Although I would say it would make a very short 24-hour game. Or maybe the 24-hour game is just us genning new characters. So, tell me, brave adventurers, what are you up to next?
Either the well and fight the spiders or examine the north corridors. Because I think there was like a T-junction up there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's your decision. You need to go back into the well room anyway, which one presumes that's what you do, having explored this. You see that there is this circular well in the centre of the room with a raised lip, a couple of buckets that Alder has. Looking down, the light has faded now, but you are aware that this is a dry well, it's dried up, and you are aware that it's thick webbings. You did see that there were cocoons down there.
You remind us, in the crystal room, was there any doors that might have joined up with the T-junction so we can potentially avoid the area that would teleport us?
We don't really need to revisit that. You did smash all of the crystals up quite in a good way. You did search that room and no, there was no other exits from it. The only way north seems to be that northern corridor. And just to remind you, the northern corridor goes up maybe about 10 feet. It ends in a T-junction. The T-junction goes 10 feet east and west, and the northern part of the T-junction is merely a 5-foot chamber, basically a small alcove that seems to be empty.
Well, I have no idea how we wouldn't get stuck in a loop of being teleported to the cells and running back and forward in a lovely arcane staircase.
Maybe there's some mechanism to trigger the magic, like with the cut in half person.
It's possible, whether we need an item upon us or to state some kind of password. But finding
By the
such
way,
a thing,
who sends a guy ahead to scout in full plate armor?
Somebody without a
It's,
thief.
I think.
Maybe they were like seeing if there was another one of those blade traps, and maybe the plate would block the glaive from slicing him in half or something.
Let's be charitable and assume it was that.
yes. So, do we want to try and find that, or should we check out the well and see if there might be some kind of item or other thing at the one of these cocoons or down there that might help us?
Didn't you see something down the well other than the spider last time you looked down there? I remember from the stream.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a couple of cocoons, and in one of the cocoons you saw something glint in the light. There is definitely at least one giant spider down there now.
Could well have been, for example, the key to these cells, which is no longer necessary.
They were
Must
operating on
not be
levers
here.
anyway, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't keyholes in the cells, was there? And it was just
No,
operated by the levers.
but there was the door that was locked
The door
that
keys, yeah.
Shautha used. I'm not saying that the key is down there. I'm just saying, there was the keys as well.
So
Wanna
we're
go down
going
the
to
well?
fight the spider?
Oh,
Do we have a way of getting down the well?
a rope?
No, but we can get them to come up, and Shautha picks up one of the buckets and drops us down the well.
Okay.
I don't think Andy has realized what I just said.
No, I have realised, it's probably why I'm trying to
Stunned.
understand. Yeah. So, do you want to run that past me again? And
And your party.
yes.
So Alfred asks, how are we going to go down to fight it? And then Shautha says, well, we can just get him to come up, and she drops the bucket down the well in order to agitate the spider.
So, do any of you have any reactions that you want to use? It's done now, but as time starts to slow down, as the bucket begins to sort of spin and it begins to plummet down the well.
I think I'd like to use my reaction to do a resigned sigh.
Yes, I think that is very
That's
good.
my reaction.
Yes, same every single time.
Time.
I thought we agreed to fight the spiders first. So yeah.
So the
Oh,
button.
no.
If you want to climb down there, I mean, I'd
You're
rather
doing that
them
thing.
come up.
You're doing that
I
thing
think that
again.
choice has been taken away from us by what you just did.
Yes.
I thought the choice was already made. Fight the
Are we-
spiders.
Nope, still talking. And then you push the bucket down the well, just to be clear.
So are we throwing spiders at it when it comes to investigate the vibration? Not.
We don't know.
Throwing rocks
Can you
at
create an image of a particularly tasty fly? I don't know.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
So this bucket sort of spills and it kind of crashes against one side of the well wall and then the other, and it's kind of splintered, and then there's a soft sort of thud. It's definitely stirred something, and as before, 4 sets of faceted eyes, sorry, 2 sets, 4 eyes in total, sort of glimmer and glare in the darkness. You see that these are big enough to fill the entirety of the web. So these are pretty much large creatures. But being spiders, they can do that squeeze quite easily. And at the moment, they are curiously looking up as you have disturbed them.
Well, check it. And we'll knock the other bucket down while staring at if that's the plan.
Okay. The bucket again crashes down, splinters, and falls there.
How far down is it, Andy?
Yeah, I was about to say it's about 70 feet down. It was just at the edge of your dark vision, which is why you had to throw the gem down previously. You can see 2 very confused looking sort of spiders that are curious. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll to see how hungry they are. They're aware that something's up there. If they have fed, and if they are not desperate for food, if they don't mind being disturbed, then they're not going to take any action. So the way I'm going to determine all of this is a reaction roll, basically, which is I roll 2d6, and as Shautha was the one that decided that they were going to chuck buckets down at them, I'm going to use your charisma modifier to do this. Obviously, the lower the number, the more aggressive they're going to be. So, Shautha, would you like to roll 2d6 and add your charisma modifier to this roll, please?
Yeah, sure.
This is something that we will be using in the 24 hour. If we're uncertain how creatures are reacting against you, we will add. I mean, a 7 is fairly neutral, but what is your charisma modifier?
0. She's
0.
got 10 charisma.
Okay, so the worst kind of resort ever. especially for this kind of stream, which is a Mexican or rather spider standoff, as they glare up at you and you glare down at them.
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
As the second bucket falls down, perhaps more of the rocks actually hit them for not exactly damage, but to aggravate them further.
Okay, I think your persuasion of we want to fight them has gone through. So absolutely. Okay. Without further ado, let's roll initiative. We'll start off with order and go through again. You might be on mute or something. Oh no, there we go.
It's a total of 15.
15, very nice. Then we move to Shautha. All the natural 20s.
21.
21, very nice. It's a shame that's not a critical hit though, because you get so much damage with those. I mean that genuinely. Alfred. Oh wow.
22.
You were all very, very prepared for this fight. Let's see how Wispyn is doing though. Not so much.
He's still just got his head in his hands.
Yeah. Still as shocked as the GM is.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that a straight 5? Any modifiers to that?
It's a 7.
7. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to do one roll for both monsters. And that roll is going to be these spiders have +3 to their initiative. So let us do a D20. If I can get to the right thing there. There we go. D20 roll and get +3 to this, which is a 17. Very nice. They are quite angry at buckets being thrown at them. Okay. So at the top of the round, Alfred, you can see their eyes at the moment. For the sake of theatre of the mind and the ease, we'll say they have crept forward a touch, so they are 60 feet away from you. They can only come up one at a time because of their size, but they can move up fairly rapidly. What would you like to do?
Okay, 60 feet. Excellent, that is just within Vicious Mockery's range.
Yeah, again, because it's theatre of the mind, I could easily have said, oh, they're 70 feet away, and you just have to wait an entire turn. What we're trying to do for this stream is speed things up, which I know I've just slowed down by explaining why we're doing things, but that is why this is a tester. So yeah, 60 feet away, boom, what are you doing?
Oh my. Not even in all the eyes of a beholder could you be called, well, even plain.
Very nice. Let us see whether it takes. They need to make a saving throw, do they not?
A wisdom save, please.
Yeah, very good. Oops. Let us just have a look at their stats. Their wisdom, they have 0 to their save, so a straight roll. They have rolled a 13 though. So whether they is that right? Sorry, you said you had a.
That's 13 DC, so I believe it passes.
Yep, that's right. It just makes it on the nose. As you say these mocking words to it, and it just. You see now venom dripping from these fangs and beginning to perhaps think this might not have been the best of ideas. You do have a bonus action and you do have a move action if you wish to reposition yourself or anything.
I think a few steps back, just to shake the head, and like, nobody under here appreciates a sharp tongue.
Perfect. With that, we move to Shautha.
Since they're too far away still, she likes to light a torch and drop it down the well,
Okay.
hoping to set the webs ablaze.
Okay. So webbing, it does burn, but you only burn 5 feet per segment. It's not explosive. So you use your action to light the torch. The torch lights up. I'm going to say it's just an item interaction to toss it down the well. So these spiders are chittering to themselves. If you had a druid in a party that could understand, it's probably something like vandals, you can't get good neighbours. They turn up and they start chucking stuff at you in your backyard. Look, they're trying to burn us now. Yeah, let's eat them. It drops down. It's not an aimed attack or anything. It hits some webbing. It begins to burn. It's going to fall through to webbing further below. It's going to burn again, and eventually it's going to come to rest. But you've lit the bottom of the well now as well, and there's now kind of a relatively 5-foot shaped drop that is clear of webbing as you have dropped it down. You couldn't make an attack anyway, so it wasn't necessarily a wasted move. But webbing,
And she's going to move
yeah, go on.
5 feet away from the edge of the well.
Yeah, perfect. You back up a touch as well.
Cause your problems and run away.
So
I'm not running away, making space for them to stand so I can hit them.
These spiders do have, and it's their go now, 30-foot movement. So they are just rapidly going to skitter up sort of a natural speed. They have both web walking and spider climb, so it's not an issue for them. And both of them do that horrific legs out the lips of the well as these two, I mean, horse size spiders kind of loom over your party, venom dripping from them. But they've double moved, that's all they can do, so we move to Alder.
So are they both, because I know you said it was tight, are they both out?
Yeah, because they can squeeze and everything else. It's easy enough to target both of them with your hunter's ability, should you wish to. Again, we're being a little loosey-goosey because of theatre of the mind and whatever looks more dramatic.
Okay, I think he will back up a wee bit.
Okay.
And
I don't.
bonus action.
I was going to say I don't sense you were right by the lip of the well anyway, so you don't need to disengage or anything.
Cool. But because yes, you sense correctly. So he will back up as far as his little legs can carry him.
Yep.
It's only 25 feet, and will, as a bonus action, let go a hunter's mark on one of them since it's way past an hour for the
Perfect.
last one,
Yeah.
and then we'll attempt to hit one of them.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
That is a 21.
Yeah, so you hit spider for all we're calling is A.
So this is the one with the hunter's mark on.
It is.
Need some damage.
Oh, that is
16
max damage. 16 total. This thing, Spider A, becomes blooded instantly as you hit it, and strange ichor begins to bleed out of its chitinous side as you've cracked it in a very bad way. It lets out a horrible screech. You didn't think spiders could make that noise, neither did I until I just made the noise. Is that your go? Bonus action?
So with Horde,
Oh yeah,
break the
Breaker.
Horde,
Yeah, absolutely.
he will regrettably, because he really rather hit the same one again, move to the other one and hope it makes a nicer noise if he indeed hits it.
Yeah, that's going to be
Which
a
I think-
hit. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, give us some damage for that one as well. Horde Breaker is really cool, isn't it?
That's 4 damage on that one.
Perfect. Not heavily damaged. Then last but not least, we move to Wispyn.
If I'll be moving down the corridor away from him as well, and as I get a decent enough distance, I'll cast a firebolt at the one that Michael has damaged the most.
Yeah, I don't know who this Michael is, but we'll call it number A.
Number 8.
Yeah, number A. It's a bit like Anand's East Up.
That's 16.
16 does hit. Very nice.
For 1 point of damage.
Okay. It does burn it. It scorches it. It hardly notices it though, mainly because it has this huge arrow in it of this gaping wound. But every bit of damage does indeed count. And with that, we rapidly move back to the top of initiative. And on a 22, it's Alfred.
It's not exactly a good idea. So Alfred will take a step back, throw out his arms, and have a large burst of light set around them both as he casts Fairy Fire.
Oh, nice. Okay, can easily catch both of them in the Fairy Fire. I have no issue with that, but it means they both need to give you dexterity saves, don't they? They do have +3s to dexterity, being spiders. So the first one is going to roll this. That is only a 9 + 3, which is a 12. I'm assuming your DC is 13.
It is.
Yeah, so Spider A fails and now is covered with Fairy Fire. The second one also makes a save. Does even worse, only a 9, and that is also Fairy Fired. But let us not rush things. For when we do the charity stream, we've got 24 hours. Tell us what your Fairy Fire looks like.
So take a step back, I'll throw out my arms and almost a violet stage flashes up momentarily. The curtains briefly drawing, and then the stage fades to leave the 2 highlighted stars with all of their 8-legged goodness.
Beautiful. So as a bard, your Fairy Fire is kind of like spotlights. I love it. That is amazing.
I shall be running my way back as far as I can down the corridor to the south.
Yeah, okay. You did said that you were stepping back 5 feet from them last round. So again, they don't have reach or anything, so you can easily move down without disengaging. Then we move to Shautha. All the hard work has been done for you. They are Fairy Fired now. You have advantage against these 2 creatures.
Yeah, so Spider A will get them all to the face.
Okay. So you step forward. This thing is dripping venom down upon you. Its mandibles clicking and clacking. It is writhing and screeching in agony. Also spotlighted by this colour. Give me an attack with advantage.
Oh, advantage. I will roll again.
Yeah, please do.
So the first one was 12 and the second one was 12.
Okay.
So I miss.
Oh, do you?
No?
I mean, you do miss. I'm just wondering whether you know you miss or not, whether you have some kind of foresight. You have to say,
for some
though,
reason in my head I have an armor class of 13, but I'm not sure why.
Join the Spiders rules as written have an armor class of 14.
Oh,
not that unless you're using rules as written, I can change the armor class anytime I want. But no, 14 is what I'm running with at the moment. As you look at them, the reason why you miss though is the ring on your finger flares, and I mean, these spiders are beautiful, really. You know, it's kind of nice aesthetic. Surely they're not all bad. Doesn't mean that you don't want to mash their faces in still, but you begin to appreciate their spider-like beauty, their blackness. you know, and cobwebs.
They're shiny. They're shiny black.
Yeah,
It's long and thinly legs.
it's more the black that you're interested in rather than the shiny. And it's also the cobwebs as well that they're drooping down. I mean, you know, maybe a bedspread made of sort of cobweb designs or something. Or maybe a dress. You never considered wearing a dress before. I mean, that could work, couldn't it? An armoured spidered dress. These thoughts pass through your head, and unfortunately, you swing wild. You still have a bonus action. You still have a move. Is there anything you would like to do?
Yes, I would like to use my bonus action to second wind.
Perfect. That sounds good. So I believe this is a D10 plus your fighter's level. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us a roll.
So I get 5 hit points.
Is it plus your fighter's level?
Yeah, which is 3.
Yeah. I mean, you've rolled a 5 on the dice. Plus 3 is 8.
Oh, yeah, 8. Sorry. Yeah,
That's okay.
8.
No, I'm just trying to be fair. What hit points does that put you on at the moment then?
26 out of
Perfect.
31.
Right, let's see if we can change that as it's the spiders go. Boom, boom, boom. These have quite simply, they don't like being fairy-fired, and they want to change that. So the one that you didn't hit, Spider B, basically scurries around you a little bit. I'm not doing flanking or advantage, but it then covers you with web, or attempts to. Can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please? The DC is 13.
$18.
18. That is good. So you get covered in this web. And I think, following on from my previous conversation, you get covered in this web, and rather than it restraining you, you kind of, oh, that's actually quite good, actually. And you wear it almost like a cape. It's still quite sticky to you. Unfortunately, that is that spider's go. The other one, though, is going to attempt to sink its fangs into you. I think this is a normal roll. It has +5 to this attack, though. So D20 +5 is 16.
Which is my armor class.
Yeah, so if I match it, it hits. I have to say this. Does anybody have any reactions that they can use to mitigate this?
Please bear with me a moment while I check my bard inspirations.
That's okay.
What's going to be under features? 1 left. Yeah, I'll cutting words it.
So this is reducing the attack roll, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you say?
You're so unimpressive, you'd get second place in a mediocrity contest.
Okay, and it's there. You can feel the fangs sort of breaking through, piercing your armor the way that a fork would go straight through some tin. But as you feel it begin to pierce your skin, Alfred says some words, and it instantly sort of looks up, negating its attack upon you. Nicely played, and Alder, it is back to you.
Well, after a brief moment of just looking open-mouthed at the incredibly effective sass that Alfred just one day we will use it against humanoids, but at the moment we're building up. We've gone from will-o'-the-wisp things to creatures with actual legs.
Yes.
And he will good for the light, and we'll take advantage of that light to get advantage on attack against A to start with, I think.
Okay, no problem. So you have an attack with advantage. Yep, so that's going to be a
It's
hit.
good.
Yeah, very good.
That was a 2 and an 18, so thank you, Alfred.
Yeah.
That advantage, that wouldn't have been good.
So this is the one that is Hunter's marked.
Yep, so it's a total of 10 damage to that
Okay.
one.
10 is exactly on, well, it's not exactly on those because 1 point had been done with the thing, so it's 1 point over as you hit this one, and it sort of again gives one final big screech. Its legs begin to flail. It sort of falls backwards and its legs all sort of clam up as it just plummets back down the well. That is that one dead.
My arrow! Will channel some rage, shifting the hunter's mark as a bonus action onto the other one.
Perfect.
And with his last use of Horde Breaker in this combat, now we're down to 1. He will make an attack against that
Excellent stuff.
one.
We've determined their armor class is 14, so you do have advantage because this one is fairy fired as well. Brilliant. That is another hit. Ooh.
13 damage.
I'm taking it you used your bonus action to move your hunter's mark there.
Yeah, that's what I said when he channeled his rage
Yeah,
at
yeah.
losing arrows.
Perfect. Sorry, how much damage was that?
It was 13.
13. Very nice. It is blooded. It is badly injured now. But it doesn't look very happy about anything that is happening to it. We move to Wispyn.
I will try and hit it with a firebolt.
Perfect.
That's not how you do that, is it?
Well, you got
It would have hit this 16.
Yeah. So the
Yep.
11 plus 16, that's above 14. Perfect. Roll us your damage. Oh,
Oh,
max damage.
extremes.
Yeah, no, which is great. So 27. You hit it. How do you want to finish this one off with this fire that strikes it?
I think what's actually happened is that Alder has put like a pointer with his arrow, and my firebolt just follows the lead of his arrow, and as the arrow hits, it goes through it but doesn't destroy the arrow, because that'd really, really annoy my friend. And we've done this before.
Perfect.
It just destroys it.
I love it. Okay. It kind of fizzles, and again it does that creepy thing that spiders do, especially ones the size of a horse, as it staggers, falls over, and its legs clam up. Well done. That was fast and furious. You certainly showed them what's for. You are all out of initiatives, obviously.
So, who's going to climb down the well?
If you tie the rope on me, you can lower me down carefully.
Oh, yeah, that's easy enough to do.
So I'll secure the rope around my waist. I've already got 50 foot worth of rope, 60 foot down. Does anybody have any other rope that we could tie together?
And there was some rope, and there was some rope already there, which looked usable as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So let's tie them together then.
Yeah. Again, we don't need to overly complicate such actions. You attach a couple of ropes. You have all of the resources to get down there. You create a little bit of a harness for Wispyn, and the fact that Wispyn is a smaller sized creature, and you do have a large strength. We're not looking for any rolls here. Very carefully and very safely you lower Wispyn down, and you have also cleared a way down with dropping the torch down as well, because that might have been a bit of a complication because the area is webbed. So there is this burning torch at the bottom of the well. The well has fully sort of dried up now. You can see quite clearly there are kind of walls of web all around you, and you are in this sort of 5-foot sort of cylinder, really, that has been cleared by the dropped torch. You can see there's a number of cocoons, some more recent than others. The floor is littered with bones of poor unfortunates. It doesn't take much, i.e. you can either burn 10 minutes and search this place thoroughly using the torch to burn all the webbing and the like, to do it without a roll, or if you think that you don't want to use 10 minutes and to be quick, you can give me some investigations to see if you can find anything of any real worth down here.
I'd probably take the time if the others are okay with that.
You can communicate, you can
Yeah.
shout up.
It's pretty messy down here. It's going to take a bit of time to see what I can find.
Oh, I can hold you. It's no problem. Take your time.
There's a floor, so you can be
Yeah.
you can be dropped down. The floor, as I say, is littered with bones. It's cracked dry now, which used to be probably some kind of pool, spring, but is no more. The first thing that I need to cross a segment off, I need to cross 2 segments off because you have been spending time everywhere else. Yes, so fundamentally, as you search this place, you do notice that scattered around are various coins, bits of jewelry that have come from other unfortunates, including a broken sword that you realise is literally that, just a broken sword, and can't be really repaired or anything else. But gathering all of this together, you find trinkets and items of worth that will add up to a very solid 30 gold pieces. So you can just make Wispyn on your character sheet just a note of 30 gold pieces worth of loot. None of it has any kind of real weight to it.
Is there an arrow down here?
How many arrows did you shoot at that spider, Alder? I think it was it 4 at that one?
Oh no, two.
Yeah.
This is one.
So rules as kind of written as we're doing, you can retrieve 1 arrow should you wish to as well. You can basically retrieve half the arrows that you shot in any encounter. Same goes for you, Alder, if you want to retrieve 1 from the other one that you did your horde breaker, you can receive 1 as well. But you do notice something else. One of the victims that has been taken that is completely and utterly sort of drained now. They've sucked all of the juices and fluid out of it. It's kind of paper dry. In a small kind of leather satchel, there's a number of notes, most of which are faded. But you find a partial map, and you can, if you want, try and work out how it relates to where you are at the moment.
Yeah, so that the others can be in on this.
Yeah.
What I can see down the bottom, I'm going to minor illusion for them at the top. It's got a range of 60, so I can show them what the map looks like to give them the ability to try and discern too.
So what looks interesting here is that I like what you did there as well, Wispyn. That seems to indicate to me that you haven't been mapping.
Exactly. I came in late, so
No. I mean that's an excuse. I default to the other players who might actually know. In the 24-hour, I will be giving you handouts of partial maps, and if you've not been mapping, they will mean perhaps nothing to you. Just so you know. It only takes one of you to map, but obviously the more of you who map, the more chances you have of getting everything correct. Again, this is a little advanced storytelling hook and mechanic, but there's no roll needed for this. It's fairly obvious when you look at this that there's part of a circular room which seems to indicate the well room, but it's exploring the north, and there is the T junction which seems to go north. You see that the alcove that is north of the T junction, though, he's got an arrow pointing to the northern wall, and that simply says glamour.
Ah,
Then to the east and west, they go maybe about 15 foot and then turn towards the north, both of them, both the east and the west. And that's where they sort of come to an end, i.e. the map isn't complete. But in that corner turn, both in the east and the west, there is a T marked there, but just within the 5 foot section of that turning corner. And then finally, there's an arrow going north, both on the east and the west corridor. On the west corridor, it basically says Barra Thar, and on the western side, it says Alder Thar. These are the names of the two brothers whose complex this is.
Maybe it points to their crypts or something.
If you need me to go over that, because that was quite a big piece of information, I'm happy to answer any questions. You do have this in front of you.
when you have your camera on blur, it doesn't work.
Yeah. So
I'm not even trying.
this quite easily does sort of demonstrate. I think that looks good. Yeah, I think that does anyway. Again, you can post in Discord any kind of maps and the like that you find. There is nothing else. 30 gold pieces worth. You obviously explore the walls and everything else. You can't even really find where this stream was fed. It's all sort of crumpled down and stuff like that. So it's easy enough to pull you back up without any kind of incident as well. Okay.
I don't think any of you will want any of this. It just seems to be general treasure tat. But we should be able to get about 30 gold pieces for it in town.
Well, if you need someone to carry it for you because, you know, you're a bit smallish and not very strong, then I can carry it for you.
Okay. I can carry things. I am capable.
Okay.
That's just the illusion of things, though, right?
That's just. Oof. Oof.
Do you show
I wish I'd.
your guns at this point?
Me? Illusionary guns, yeah, massive.
Alfred's allowed to be sarcastic to us. He's just keeping that tongue sharp for when he needs it. You know.
Let's hope he hasn't wasted all of his best jokes on spiders.
Yeah.
I mean, I think waste is a very reflective thing. I don't think I'd want to have been stuck by one of them.
That's true. Waste is.
Okay, so brave adventurers, you have defeated the threat of the spiders, if they were any threat, You have certainly gone down there. You found some quite curious but useful information and some more
Can't hear you, Andy.
Can't hear you, Andy. Your mic's gone.
I thought he was being terribly mysterious, and you found some more.
I thought as well. I don't think he realises, so still can't hear you.
You went
I don't
up
think you can
another
hear
hill
us either.
and has vanished.
Yes.
Can't hear you, Andy. Still can't hear you. I don't think he can hear us either.
No, it should be a telltale sign. If I can spell the right here as well, that would be good.
We can still hear each other though.
That is true.
Can't hear him on the.
No, that's me posting on the stream.
Oh, fair enough. Should I flick over?
Just in case in case he looked on the stream at all. No.
testing.
Ah.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Hello. Again.
Yeah, for some reason my mic decided to stop working. I unplugged it and plugged it back in. There seems to be a cat that has appeared. Let me just make sure that the stream is also screen has gone blank. Yeah,
It has, yeah.
It's okay. We could possibly get this quite easily in the 24-hour. And what's the old phrase of don't panic, keep calm. Let us pop that out. And then we have all appeared once again.
There we go.
Perfect. Yeah, sorry about that. Fundamentally, twas my mic cutting out. I am going to make a note because this mic is probably 3 years old now. It's really good, but I'm gonna purchase a new one just in case.
Natascha, you have a magic cat, Natascha. It's made your background disappear.
But of course, if it
only was smart enough to do that, but it hasn't. I done it.
I've got every faith that you can just fill for me while I accidentally my mic breaks and I have a 10-minute nap during the 24-hour.
Yeah, I just put a cat on screen to distract people from not being there.
I am going to digress for a moment. We did do a stream earlier today, which is on Twitch now, talking about an actual play we're going to do on Sunday and creating Matt's character. And I was invaded by the very beautiful Moxie. She literally, for about the final half of the stream, just lay beautifully and just enjoyed being on camera. So if you do like cats, I recommend you check it out. Not necessarily for my voice or content, but you get to see Moxie. It will be live on YouTube tomorrow at 12 o'clock as well, midday. Anyway, where were we? I was asking you if you wanted to get together and talk about this and make a mind about where you wanted to go next.
That must sounded quite interesting.
Yep.
A hidden passage.
Agreed.
Probably.
Could that be the thing that disappeared Derek into the prison cell?
I thought that might have been the tease.
You're a tease.
Oh, behave.
So yes, quite possible it stands for trap. But I didn't think the footprints got that far.
No, Yeah, the footprints basically seem to corroborate that they went north. They didn't go into the alcove. They turned east, and one of them walked to the corner, and that's where
So,
you were following a large number of footprints, and they obviously waited for someone to go ahead. Then Derek got disintegrated, and they all fled.
Right, well, let's just confirm that, and Alder will go and walk through the centre of that junction.
So sorry, you're going to head.
If we're wrong,
You're going to head
head north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just going to stand in the centre of the junction, yeah?
For now, yes.
Yeah. No,
Just to
perfect.
confirm.
And again, you have pertinent information now. You know what you're looking for. You don't need to make any rolls, and it is exactly what has happened. They obviously mistaken him for being instantly teleported to being disintegrated. It is dark. It's possible, like most of the very worst adventurers, they probably weren't using a light, relying on dark vision, the blind leading the blind. You don't get to see clearly. One moment he's there, next moment he's gone. You know, your eyes can play tricks upon you.
Right, well, seems safe here. If one of you who can actually spell glamour, come and have a look at the bit which is labelled glamour, because I don't know what.
Of course I can.
Move to one side, not going all the way to a T, but just move to one side. And if need be, I don't know whether anyone's going to cast light, but if no one does, then you'll light up a torch too.
Perfect. Is anybody
Or
going
I
to
can
cast
light it
light?
on.
yeah, I'm happy to cast light it. Save our torches in case we need to throw any more down a well.
Ah, they all took my hint. Don't you like that? It was about as subtle as as Shautha, but good. So you can all see quite clearly now. It's good. It sounds very much like Wispyn. You're going to go forward to examine the area that is called a glamour. I would like you to give me an Arcana roll, but with advantage, as you are an illusionist.
And
Perfect.
14.
14, perfect. Easily enough for someone of your skill, you determine this, whilst it feels solid, is indeed an illusion. With your skills, you can easily disbelieve it yourself, and as you sort of focus your very trained mind into the specific skills that you have, you basically see this solid wall begin to waver and glitch, and you can see 15-foot passageway beyond it heading north still, and then it opens up into a small chamber that is only about 10 foot by 10 foot. Fundamentally, this 5-foot corridor kind of in the middle of this 10-foot chamber. The northern wall of said 10-foot chamber is more or less just two big double doors. The problem.
So the last thing,
Yeah.
the last thing that was on the map that we found
Yeah.
was this where it said glamour. It didn't
That's
show
right.
anything beyond it, right?
It didn't show you beyond it. So all of that is new information. The problem that you've got, and you know this being an illusionist, is whilst you can see it and whilst you can now pass through this wall at will, your companions who are not trained will have to disbelieve it. And if they can't disbelieve it, there is nothing you can really do to get them to come through it. In fact, I mean, you could pull them physically through it because it doesn't exist, but in doing so will be so traumatic it will do a substantial amount of psychic damage to them.
So, this is not real. Some
Who
of
said
you are
that?
going to have an issue believing that, but
Where are you?
let me just walk back through the wall again.
Just like a
That's
ghost.
just as possible.
Yeah, just like a ghost. It just. Ooh.
Now,
Shautha
watch
just
this.
stares at the map fragment that she's got. There's no wall. There's no.
No, watch. Maybe this will help. And I create an image of a wall behind them. Okay? And then I dispel that image of a wall and say, this is the same. It's just you. Okay?
If that's
I
the
mean,
case, could you put an illusion of a door on there for us to believe in?
I could put an illusion of an open door on there for you to believe in, so I know what it looks like on the other side, and then you could go through it. In fact, I'll put an illusion of an open door on it, so you can walk through it and get to the other side.
is it safe on the other side?
Well, that's why I want you to go. Yep, it is.
I'm not saying we have to do this, but if we're feeling a bit beat up, we could just go take a long rest, and you could drag our sleeping bag through if you want to.
So you reach in, it's minor illusion. I think that's like a 5-foot block, easily
Mhm.
the size of a door that is open. You've seen beyond it, so you create the illusion of the corridor beyond it. What would you like
After you,
to do?
I'll walk through the door, right, and then they can follow me. Right?
You walk through the illusionary wall that you know is an illusionary wall. Who wants to walk through the illusionary door that is attached to what appears to be a real wall?
Shautha is a bit confused because as soon as Wispyn goes through, Wispyn doesn't appear on the other side of the imaginary door.
Well, you know that he's cast an illusionary door. You know that door
Yeah.
is an illusion. So
Yeah, so Shautha keeps staring at the map fragment that we found and just it says glamour, there's no wall, there's no wall.
yeah, no,
And we'll
absolutely.
try and walk through.
Okay, so you need to disbelieve this. You have a lot of information to understand this might be an illusionary wall, but even so, throwing yourself at it is not a good thing. So I'm going to give you advantage on your intelligence saving throw. I'm going to say, because you've got a specialist in your group, that DC is only 10. Now, you have a choice here. You can full on run at the door and try and, not door, the wall, and try and run through, in which case you'll take a d6 falling damage, or you can just tentatively sort of try and just push your way through without any kind of damage.
Yeah, with my eyes closed and then hands forwards, he will try and walk through.
Okay, so intelligence save with advantage.
13.
Yeah, perfect. Only 10. So again, you phase through this wall with your eyes closed, peering on the other side. Now you've disbelieved it for once. You don't need to make any more rolls.
Yeah, she opens first one eye and then the other eye and then goes, whoa, it's a whole corridor. That's cool.
Perfect. And the light from the other side is shining through as well. This wall has no substance. Okay, Alder and Alfred.
Do you like the honors?
Sorry?
Would you like the honors of going first?
No, I mean, to be fair, I'd like to spend about an hour knocking down the wall next to this. Because that I could knock through, crowbar or not, but I'll give it a
Really
go.
look at it. Look at your stone cutting. Is the brickwork right?
I don't know, there's a great big illusion of a door over the top of it. I can't see the stone anymore. I mean, his illusion of, it's not a bad door, it's not a great door, the lintel's a bit wonky, but, so yes, you will have a go.
Okay. So all of those modifiers apply to you as well. So you've basically got it's intelligence save, but you do have advantage because of the evidence of your own eyes. And the DC's 10.
Well, ow. That would be a total of 7 on a good day.
Yeah, this is a good wall. You kind of touch it. I mean, it feels, yeah. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's them. Maybe they see it
So
as an
can
illusion, but they're phasing through or something instead.
Shautha can see Alder basically struggling with it. Can she just pull him through?
Did you not hear about the
No.
catastrophic amount of psychic damage?
Yeah, I will stop you from doing that as soon as you
Okay.
go anywhere with your multi-purpose tool to try to hook him. I'm like, no, it could kill him.
Like, really? Kill him? Like, it's just an illusion. Okay, if you say so.
Currently, I'm like a fly stuck on the side of. Do you want to have a go, Alfred, so that when I fail again, no one can see me? Well, I guess you can all see me. You can see me, can't you, in there with your
You can.
Yep.
phase thing, whatever that is, that I don't understand how that got in my head, whatever a phase is. Go ahead, Alfred, show me how it's done. Or join me in ignominy. Either way, I'm quite happy.
It's not a problem. I'm assuming you don't have minus 5 to your intelligence.
No, I don't.
No. So again, you cautiously walk forward, and yeah, right next to Alfred, you just ghost-like go through the wall.
So if we know in the low voices, if we know if the illusion is going to won't work, what if we make him believe we've smashed this up? Could you perhaps create an illusion of a large sound, or Shautha makes a swing at it with the mace, or I make a performance of casting shatter or something that could make it believe it's going to look like it's fallen without actually telling
But
him it's not fallen?
I could, but he'll only see an image of a corridor beyond. So he's still going
And
to
he's looking
believe his eyes.
suspiciously at the wand of web, assuming it's cursed in some way. It's you, isn't it? You! Oh, I know what might get me going. Notches an arrow through the bow and fires it at the door with his natural instinct of following an arrow.
Okay,
So
I
he will
like that.
fire an arrow at the door.
You just hear from the other side, shit!
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, you see
Well,
him
you
do
should-
it in
Yeah.
You should be worried.
I'm the only one in your eyes.
You're too short.
So
It's me and Alfred that have to worry about an arrow coming at us, I think.
I think you should all the other side just give me dexterity saving throws. This is highly unlikely, so you only need to get a 5 or greater, just to not get an arrow to the chest.
An arrow to the knee.
So we'll
What do
start
you
off
want
with
to do?
Shautha.
7.
Yeah, so that's fine. Alfred.
+5 to dex.
Yeah, absolutely
8.
fine. And then finally Wispyn.
Nope.
A natural 1. Devil's bargain here. If you take the damage Wispyn of just basically an arrow, I'm not going to
Mhm.
add. It'll be a damage roll, but not with Hunter's Mark or anything special. I'm going to say that Alder sees the arrow go through, hears your shout, and can automatically follow the arrow as it's one of his few that is left. If you want to avoid the damage, your companion needs to find another way through.
I would take the damage
Okay, lovely. So
at the expense of the arrow.
at the expense of the arrow. Okay, very good. So you did shoot the
If I
arrow
keep
through.
firing 1 arrow at a time, I keep losing them. Oh, it's the 50% chance, so I'll have to roll. Otherwise, I have to shoot you again because then I'm sure of getting 1 back.
One back, exactly.
Absolutely. So yeah, roll us some damage, and I hope you roll low. Wow.
8 total.
That takes me down to 12 hit points.
So it's quite a severe shot, but it's almost as if you instinctively sense that the arrow has gone through the wall, and the arrow, as it finds Wispyn, you don't know whether it's Wispyn's innate magic as skilled as illusionist, as the pain racks his body, some kind of emanation sort of rings out and causes this illusion to shake or vibrate, or the very fact that you just shot so good through the wall it caused, as an inanimate object to do, to kind of wobble. You see that you can make your way forward. Unfortunately, the arrow is broken. So one assumes, Alder, you head through the illusion.
Yeah, to check how my companion is clearly.
Okay.
And the illusionist that it was stuck in. Yes.
I told her not to drag you through.
Shautha has 3 potions. One is called health, another is called, which is red, another is also called health, and it's green. Of those 2, she will offer the red one to Wispyn.
Okay.
If we found those, I think, it should
Ooh.
limit the hurt a bit.
And if you want to keep hold of those, and since I did it, I could, do my best to get rid of that.
The dice. It was a very good shot, blind.
Yeah, blind.
Well,
Completely
actually, as you pull this arrow out, you realise this was one of the arrows you brought from that cursed or not shop. And it actually has got it written on here. It was actually an arrow of illusion detection, but it's actually an arrow of illusionist detection. Of course, you've used it now, and the magic has gone.
I was about to pitch for. So it's magical then, Andy. Oh, not able to be broken. But no, you were there before me.
Yeah, I try my best.
How'd you?
I think, looking at the time now, we will sort out healings and everything when we do part 3 of this supposed one shot. I don't want to rush it. It'd be quite nice to do a nice little sort of role playing, and it's quite a good place to end. So just so you're all aware, both yourselves and chat, the next time, because I'm away, will be the 12th of August that we're doing this, which is just before, I'm just going to double check that date again. Yeah, 12th of August, which is a week and a bit before we actually do the 23rd and 24th charity stream itself. So, first and foremost, I want to thank you all, you group of heroes, you making your way through, saving Des and uncovering a ring of the edgelord or lady, killing some poor spiders that all they wanted to do was just, have some nice neighbours. But items of power, item of wealth, it's what classic D&D is about. And you have done very, very well. I'm just going to go round first before I do an end of session. Quick talk about, has there been any favourite moments or the like that you want to sort of mention tonight? I'll just take it all in turns. We'll start with Wispyn and work the other way around. So over to you, Ian.
Oh, my favourite moment was definitely when Kyle had his facial hair issue.
The hand, it was quite good there, quite good. And that ring is still a degree of mystery at the moment. I'm going to have to get working on that because I forget that this is a prologue. These characters that you are playing are not necessarily going to be the ones, certainly not exactly as they are for the charity stream. Then we move across to you, Alfred. Kyle, what about you?
Quite like an illusionist world that's solid and you have to disbelieve.
Yeah. I've always been a fan. It's quite an old school. There are higher level ways of doing dispel magic would obviously do it, but simply going, oh, someone else has walked through it, therefore we can all walk through it. I've always found a little bit of a get out of jail free and not as much fun. But as I mentioned before, I'm very keen for you to find your own routes through, and I'm very keen to offer devil's bargains as well. And that seemed to be very appropriate. I'm glad you enjoyed that, and I'm glad that Ian managed to turn up being the illusionist wizard to be able to uncover that information. Then we move across to you, Shautha or Natascha.
Yeah, indeed. Smashing the claw first. First, all the others trying to have a go and failing, and then finally, the big solution to everything, the simple answer in capitals.
Yeah,
Gets it right off.
how many how many natural 20s have you rolled tonight? I think it's at least 3, isn't it?
No, I think it's only 2.
2. Okay, 2's still pretty good. 5% chances. You got through those tough doors quite nicely there and everything else. But yeah, I think that encounter in the cell was very interesting. It shows how quite a kind of a non-real dangerous monster. It had a single hit point and a lot. If variance is against you, it can turn very nasty quite rapidly. Final question to you, Alder Michael. Any favourite bits that stood out for you?
I think just being here to witness the birth of the multi-purpose mole. We don't need a rogue. We don't need an artificer. We don't need anything. We have a multi-purpose mole. No, it's been loads of it. Has been really, really good fun. The mapping's great.
Yeah.
The role playing around, terrifying hand. Like you said, on paper you could go, well, that's technically not very difficult, so we just do this. But the panicking of having a dead hand, I think that's the cool bit about the role play.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I want to say a big thank you to you all for your role playing as well, because it is the thing that will carry us through the 24 hours. Absolutely. So, wow, what an adventure. I really enjoyed it all, really. It was some intense action, especially around the hand, I think. But we will wrap it up tonight now. Don't worry, we are not done yet, of course. The adventure will continue on the 12th of August, and we've still got a lot more to uncover. I think it will take perhaps an entire session if you want to explore this entire complex. It is beginning to make me consider whether we need 40 rooms for the dungeon. But I've kind of done 5 rooms per 3 hours. I think that works out right, but we will see anyway. But we are very much building towards the 24-hour charity marathon. Check out the links to donations. I mean, you can donate as soon as you want, but they've really been set up for the 24-hour event. so that when you donate, we can perhaps give something back, whether it's advantage on the rolls or something else, to make it a full community sort of experience, really. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this stream to help us spread the word. Certainly helps me out personally, but it also will help get the word out about the charity stream. If you missed any of the action, you can always catch up, either this one on YouTube or the previous episode 1 on YouTube as well later. Check out all of our past streams, and please leave your thoughts and feedback. We're always trying to improve, and if you can see any way that we can improve doing things differently, let us know. We want to put everything we can into the 24-hour stream. So I suppose without further ado, we shall say goodbye for now. We are streaming again on Sunday afternoon 1 for our sci-fi cyborg Junkers game. And in the meantime, I shall say good night to you all, and I shall let the cast say their own good nights to you as well. Or
Good night.
wave silently.
Good night.
See you all for the next one. Bye for now.